What if the biggest royal scandal of the decade wasn't what Prince Harry wrote in his memoir, but the explosive chapters he was forced to leave out? Right now, the pristine walls of Montecito are practically shaking, and rumor has it Prince Harry has completely broken down behind closed doors. Why? Because Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, a woman the world has spent 40 years underestimating, has reportedly just flipped the ultimate kill switch on the Sussex's carefully constructed empire. For years, the public asked one burning question that the mainstream media was too terrified to touch. Why did Harry and Meghan burn down every single bridge to Buckingham Palace, yet draw a hard, fiercely protective line around the disgraced Prince Andrew? It makes absolutely zero sense until now. Fergie, backed into a financial corner by King Charles and Prince William's ruthless new regime, has reportedly decided that survival beats loyalty. She hasn't just leaked a few secrets. She has allegedly exposed the entire hidden architecture of a mutual protection pact that kept Meghan Markle defending Andrew for years. We are talking about overlapping secret social circles, shared international networks, and a high-stakes psychological standoff where both sides knew enough to destroy each other. Grab your popcorn and hold on to your seats, because the ultimate royal insider just stopped playing nice, and the truth she is putting on the table is about to rewrite modern history from the inside out. The global public spent years watching the ultimate royal soap opera unfold, convinced they knew exactly who the villains and the victims were. We watched the explosive Netflix specials, we read every single word of the score-settling memoirs, and we listened to the agonizing tales of institutional coldness. But while the world was distracted by arguments over bridesmaid dresses and palace seating arrangements, a massive, yawning silence went completely unnoticed at the very center of the Sussex narrative. When Prince Harry decided to pick up a literal flamethrower and target the British monarchy, he took careful, calculated aim at his father, completely dismantled his brother, and left his sister-in-law's reputation exposed to global scrutiny. Yet, when it came to his uncle, Prince Andrew, the one man whose global reputation had been comprehensively and spectacularly reduced to ashes, Harry suddenly became a man of remarkably few words. In a book that ran for over 400 pages of pure, unadulterated score settling, the Duke of York was granted exactly one passing defensive paragraph. It wasn't a condemnation of his behavior, nor was it an indictment of his deeply problematic associations. Instead, it was a highly specific complaint about Harry's own security detail, using Andrew's ongoing protection as a benchmark for his own perceived persecution. The sheer mathematical impossibility of that omission has baffled investigators and royal commentators for years. If the Sussexes were genuinely on a righteous moral crusade to expose the inner rot, hypocrisy, and corruption of the British crown, Prince Andrew should have been their absolute primary target. He was the most vulnerable, high-profile liability the institution had seen in a century, but they drew a hard, bulletproof, protective line around him. And the terrifying reason for that silence has finally exploded into the public domain because the ultimate royal loose cannon, Sarah Ferguson, has reportedly decided she has absolutely nothing left to lose. To understand why Prince Harry is currently rumored to be experiencing a total emotional collapse in California, you have to look at the sheer desperation of the corner Sarah Ferguson has been backed into over the last few months. Moving deep into this year, the entire power dynamic within the House of Windsor has undergone a brutal, corporate-style restructuring. King Charles has been tightly managing his health, effectively handing the operational reins of the family business over to Prince William. And if Charles was a traditionalist who preferred quiet diplomacies, William has proven himself to be an absolute corporate assassin with a zero-tolerance policy for unaccountable royal behavior. The old, invisible network of institutional protection that shielded the York family for 4 decades has been completely liquidated. For years, Fergie functioned under a quiet, unspoken institutional contract. She would maintain her absolute discretion about the darkest secrets of the palace, and in return, the family would ensure that her daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, maintained a secure, prestigious, and funded future within the inner circle. That contract is now officially dead and buried. Prince William has made his position chillingly clear, enforcing a radical cleanup campaign that looks less like traditional royal management and more like a hostile corporate takeover. The York princesses have been methodically frozen out of major state events, their funding streams have been quietly suffocated, and most tellingly, William has reportedly ordered a full, merciless financial audit of their entire historical estate. This isn't just standard royal bookkeeping. It is a financial exorcism designed to permanently sever the monarchy from any lingering liabilities connected to Prince Andrew's past associates. The immediate result for Sarah Ferguson has been an absolute financial freefall, with elite European intelligence networks tracking her movement between borrowed luxury villas, high-end international wellness retreats, and rented mega mansions. She is living an extraordinarily expensive, multi-million-dollar lifestyle on what is effectively a completely depleted bank account. And as anyone in the cutthroat worlds of London and New York publishing will tell you, a high-profile royal with incredibly expensive, champagne-soaked habits and absolutely no visible means of financial support is the single most volatile, dangerous force in the entire media landscape. But Fergie isn't just any desperate royal outsider. She is a seasoned, professional author who has written over 60 books, ranging from children's literature to historical romance. She understands the dark, transactional mechanics of the publishing industry better than almost anyone who has ever approached it. She knows exactly what a true no-holds-barred nuclear tell-all memoir is worth on the global market. She watched Prince Harry secure a staggering multi-million-dollar advance for his own book. She saw the global shockwaves it produced, and she realizes that she is the only human being left alive who can connect the lines across 40 years of unvarnished royal drama. She was there in the room during the chaotic Princess Diana years. She lived through the darkest depths of the Andrew scandals, and most crucially, she was the ultimate first-hand witness to the secretive birth of the Sussex alliance. Major global publishing houses are already circling her with astronomical, historical financial offers that would solve her family's financial crises permanently. And for the very first time in her 40-year history with the House of Windsor, the only rational, logical move left on her chessboard is to pick up a match and burn the entire house down to the ground. The material she is currently preparing to put on the global market is not distant, third-hand tabloid gossip or speculation, whispered by disgruntled palace courtiers. When Harry and Meghan first transitioned from a secret romance into an official royal couple, they didn't gravitate toward the senior, stoic members of the firm, nor did they find any genuine common ground with Prince William and Catherine. Instead, they immediately formed a tight, intensely secretive, and highly insulated bond with the York family. They spent vast amounts of private, unrecorded time hidden away at Royal Lodge with Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, while maintaining a deeply coordinated closeness with Princess Eugenie. The public image presented them as independent renegades, but behind closed doors, they explicitly viewed themselves as the alternative rebel branch of the family, the misunderstood outsiders who refused to fit into the ancient, rigid mold of the British crown. That extreme proximity put Sarah Ferguson directly in the room for highly sensitive, private conversations that never made it onto a single official palace brief or secure royal diary. She watched with eagle-eyed precision exactly how Meghan Markle navigated the multi-layered institution when the global cameras weren't rolling. She witnessed the immediate, intense friction behind the scenes, the escalating demands, the explosive interactions with veteran palace staff, and the raw reality of behaviors that terrified courtiers have only dared to whisper about in highly classified memos. While Harry and Meghan have spent the last several years constructing a beautifully polished, multi-million-dollar global narrative of pure, unadulterated victimhood, Fergie happens to hold the precise material evidence that could flip that entire story completely on its head. She was physically present during those volatile, early days of the Sussex integration, carefully observing exactly how the newly arrived American actress interacted with the late Queen Elizabeth. Fergie has spent her entire public life describing the late monarch with a genuine, unshakable reverence and deep, protective affection, even taking in the Queen's beloved corgis after her passing as a final symbolic act of institutional loyalty. If Fergie were to officially lift the veil on the true, unfiltered character of how the Sussexes treated the aging, fragile monarch during her final, agonizing years of life, the sheer moral weight of that eyewitness account would be completely unlike anything a modern tabloid headline could ever produce. It wouldn't land as a mere accusation from a rival camp. It would land as a definitive, historical confirmation from an ultimate insider who was actually sitting at the exact same dining table. But as devastating as those domestic revelations are, they pale in comparison to the genuinely terrifying, darker dimension of the story that Fergie is reportedly preparing to unleash, the exposure of the highly calculated, mutual protection arrangement that kept Harry completely silent about Prince Andrew. For all these years, in the highest, most secure echelons of global intelligence and royal circles, a deeply unsettling theory has existed for years, that Harry's